Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning. Morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you as well, and welcome to today. Today is Thursday, the 18th of September, 2025. It's 9 months after the first 18th of the year. And so to those of you who are born on the 18th of any month, you are absolutely special. Why do I say so? I'm special. Yeah, I was born on the first 18th of the year. The first 18th of the year. You do the math. You figure that out. I can see our guests watching me like, what are you talking about? The very first 18th of the year happened in January, according to our calendar. And then this is the 9th 18th of the year, which is September the 18th, which is today. So to you, well done. Good to have you company, everybody. I'm Pearson Bowen. Welcome to today. Indeed, it's a terrific Thursday. That means that things are great ahead of us, really. We have all so many possibilities to achieve. And so I want you to take your time, breathe, remember your purpose for being, and in remembering your purpose for being, just do what you know you have to do to uplift humanity. And so as you step about today, just be thankful for what you have and also be gracious in giving and sharing with others as well. So thank you for watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website. It's always great having you company. I encourage you, as I do every morning, to share the show, share the love, bring others along, let them share in what we do. Let's not be selfish, everybody. Let's build a family together. So to all of you who are new to the show, welcome. Good to have you. You are in the best space to start your day, and we thank you for taking the time to do so. And as always, if you know of something or someone whose story we have to tell, you have to tell us about it. And you can do so by sending us an email. Our email address is on your screen. It is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. A number of you are already doing so, and we appreciate you doing so. Don't stop. Don't keep that little hidden secret to yourself. Share it with us, because we want to share it with the world. There's everything good about ourselves. There's everything good about our people, and that's what we want to be able to share here on Mornin Barbados. To you, Pat Ben, watching from overseas. Pat, good morning. How are you doing today? Have a terrific Thursday yourself. She's saying good morning to the crew as well, and we join in extending the same to you, Pat Ben. Karen Olivier, good morning, Karen. She says, good morning, everyone. She's already commenting on our socials, and so to you, Karen, we wish you the best today. Faye Roach, my girl, good morning, Faye. Fantastic Thursday morning to you as well. It's a Q day, and so I know, Faye, that perhaps you'll be getting out to enjoy Q in the community today, but whatever you do, I know you always have a good time. So, Faye, be your best self always. Good morning, Cassandra Gittins. Good morning to you as well. She says good morning to Barbados and to all Barbadians everywhere. And we joining saying the same to you. From the 718, that's Anthony Smith always checking in. Anthony, good morning to you. From the 246, we say good morning back to you. He says a terrific Thursday morning to everyone. And so we all say together, you too, Anthony. Have a lovely today. Rhonda Hines Graham, sweet Rons, how are you doing today, Rhonda? Have a lovely morning as well. She wants all of you gathered here and abroad to have a terrific Thursday as well. And to you, Rhonda, we thank you for commenting on our socials as well. As always, you're always there. Marcia Rock, good morning to you as well. She says good morning to the beautiful people who are watching. She extends to all of an amazing today. We send the same to you, Marcia Rock. Have yourself an amazing today and enjoy your queue in the community as well, because I know you get out, you don't think I see you? I see you. You get out there and you have a blast. Roosevelt Bacco Corbin is watching from New York, and so to you, Roosevelt, good morning as well. He sends a fantastic today to everyone. We send it back at you in full measure, Roosevelt. Have a great morning and a good day today as well. Awesome Slayer, did I not ask you for your name? Is that what your mother called you? Awesome Slayer? If that is your name, fair enough. But Awesome Slayer, good morning to you. You're watching us on our YouTube stream, and a very good morning as well. Thank you so much for checking in, and don't check out. My girls, good morning to you, Glenda Doyle. Glenda, good morning. Have a lovely day today as well. Thank you for watching on our streams and for saying good morning to us. We want to say good morning to you as well. Now, coming up today, You know, just ahead of the International Day of Peace, we want to take a look at the Tyrese Caesar Foundation and the work that they're doing. There's a charitable event they have coming up because they are a charity. And so we'll share with you details about how you can be a part and the significance of your giving of what you have from within to be a part as well. And so we together as a nation can continue to achieve a more peaceful existence. I know you say to yourself, but Pearson, that's impossible. Maybe it is, but you can only make peace where you are. And so Tyrese Caesar Foundation will be reminding you of ways to do so when they join us in just a little while. The Barbados First West Indies jurisdiction, they're having an upcoming activity this weekend that helps us to be into healthy living for stronger living. I want to know what that means. And they'll tell us in just a moment, indeed. And we'll also tell you about the event and how you can benefit from it as well, because it's open to everyone to make ourselves better. We will turn our spotlight on the 2025 CIBC Unsung Hero. She is amazing, the work that she's been doing. And so she has been recently recognized and celebrated just ahead of the regional competition. She'll join us this morning to tell her story, and we'll get to celebrate with her and continue to spotlight the fantastic work she's doing to save and restore. I'm sure you have some ideas, so we'll tell you more about her story in just a little while. Building a cadre of young people who are ocean and climate literate is the work of the Blue X Accelerator. They've just completed a summer session. We want to meet with the organizers of it to find out how did it all go. Are we really achieving the results that we've set out to achieve? And a whole lot more we'll talk about. Plus, we meet a man who has spent 40 years in aviation. He has been everywhere. And so now in retirement, he has taken up land to rest and enjoy the rest of his life. Indeed, we want to hear the highs and lows of his journeys in aviation. So he'll join us to talk about that travel as well. But let's get started this morning by looking at this activity that's coming up on Saturday. This coming Saturday, there's going to be a community health fair by the Barbados First West Indies jurisdiction. If you ask why, we get the answers for you right now, because I'm joined by Dr. Roosevelt Allen, who is the diplomat of the American Board of Urology. We met before.
We met before.
Good to have you again.
Good to see you.
From Georgia, right?
That's correct.
I remember so well. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
There's a lot to talk about in this. Bishop Arthur Mosley, who is a jurisdictional prelate, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Is this my first time meeting you?
I think so.
I think so too. Welcome. Is this the first time in Barbados, or do you
No, I've been here several times.
Okay, well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you as well. We all know Mary Thompson. Just kidding. Mary Thompson is also with us this morning. She's healthcare consultant, of course, and you work so hard, Mary. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
But you know, that with a good, strong biblical name like that, you are expected to work.
I so believe that.
Remember the story of Mary and Martha?
Yeah.
And so your mother has blessed you well with a name like that.
I initially didn't know what was the significance of that name, but having come to realize what is it, I make every effort to live it.
Well done. And so there we are, folks. And you know, there's a story in what you just said, and a story for parents, a story also for children, because oftentimes we label our children with names that mean all sorts of weird things, and then we wonder why they behave in certain ways. But then we also label our children with names that mean some wonderful things, and then we are amazed at some of the things that they're able to achieve as well. So get to understand the naming of your child before you begin to walk up to the priest and say, name this child, and you answer with that. So take some time. All right. So, Dr. Allen, let's talk a little bit about this community health fair that's coming out and why you think this is important for all of us to show up.
It is important for all of us to show up because our health, in my opinion, is the most valuable thing that we possess. If we don't have health, it doesn't matter how much money we have. We're really not successful. Our health is everything. This event is open to everyone. It's free to everyone. We will have all sorts of screening there, screening for prostate cancer. We'll address men's health issues. We'll check our blood pressures. We'll look at cholesterol levels. We'll screen for diabetes. We'll have individuals there from the legal profession. We'll have mental health representatives there. We'll have people there from the Heart and Diabetic Association. Just a whole list of things that I can't even name them all, but a complete package. And we'll have a spiritual component as well. Bishop Mosley will make sure that there's prayer available and spiritual counseling for those who need it. So we will handle the total person. You can't afford to miss it. Please come. It's free and open to everyone.
Free and open to everyone. I'm glad you made a biblical link because, you know, Bishop, I keep thinking of the day that God created and crafted us in his likeness. Perfect beings. Yes, sin entered and corrupted everything else. But God still desires for us to be as perfect as possible and to take responsibility for how we care for the vessel in which we reside. So let's talk a little bit about the church's mission in ensuring that its people are also aware of God's purpose for how they live.
Absolutely. As the scripture teaches us, God's desire is for us to prosper and to be in health as our soul also prospers. So in the eyes of God and from God's perspective, health is paramount. Health is important. Health is essential. And everything that is essential and important and central to God has to be central and important to the church as well, because our mission is to carry out God's mission, and his mission includes our health. And so the church has a huge responsibility to ensure and to carry that message, and not just the message, but to put some boots on the ground and make it possible for people to know their health status. That's my perspective on the health fair. This is a great opportunity for people to know their status. They cannot address what they do not know, but here is an opportunity for people to become aware so that they can address what they now may become aware of, and not walk in fear, but provide some solutions and answers for how they can address their health matters.
When your health is compromised, your soul is in turmoil. For some reason, you just can't settle. And so you're saying the two go together and not to separate one from the other.
Absolutely.
That's not the way we were designed. And you know, in God's design for us, he created the Garden of Eden with every good thing we need to survive. We as a people became disobedient, and we found ourselves consuming some things that we ought not to consume. And so we have health challenges. But in all of that, our spirituality is also challenged because we begin to turn our faith and place that faith in something else, trying to find the answer. And so this health fair also gives us an opportunity, I suppose, well, while you guys are there, to attend to the care of our soul, to have commune with you, basically, to talk to you, to hear from you. And I suppose that's what's going to be happening, a bit of ministry as well?
Absolutely. Ministry focuses on the spiritual side of our being, but it also focuses on the physical and the natural side of our being. And we don't want to neglect our natural side. And so we will have various persons to help us as it relates to addressing, from a spiritual perspective, our natural and physical side as well. So it's going to be a great day all the way around.
I agree. And that day is this Saturday, folks. This Saturday, the 20th. I don't want you to miss the date. It's this Saturday, the 20th. If you look at your screen, you see everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. The when, the where, and the what. All of that is right there. The Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center is where it's being held. It's on Saturday from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, and it is free. But there's a special thing going on as well, because you're offering free transportation.
Yes, there's free transportation, and perhaps Mary could comment on the transportation part.
Yes, we will be providing a shuttle. The Transport Board has graciously assisted us, and this shuttle will be moving from Granville Williams bus terminal to Sheraton Center and back. And we have some set times, 9:30, 11:30, 1:30. That's the times that you will be able to get the shuttle and come to the...
For free.
Yes, and there will be a return as well.
Generally, when the Transport Board puts on shuttles from the Granville Williams terminal to Tellu Gate number 1, is that the same?
Yes.
Okay, just want to be sure. Gate number 1 in the Granville Williams terminal, the shuttle leaves every 2 hours from 9:30. The first one is at 9:30. The last will leave from the terminal at 1:30, and you need to be there. And then the shuttle returns.
Yes, it takes you back to where we picked you up from.
All right, great. So, and that's free too. So imagine that, everybody. You're attending to your health. You're attending to your spiritual health. You are being brought free of cost because God's grace and mercy is free. And so that's the whole purpose of all of this. So you come, you commune for just a moment, but you get to know what your status is. And Mary, as a healthcare provider, you know, us men, I don't have to finish that statement, right?
You're a little bit reluctant in taking care of your health. But we want to encourage you to come out and really access, come out and engage, come out and be empowered, come out and be educated. I want to stress that we will be doing hearing testing.
Oh, really?
The Speech and Hearing Center, Dr. Ben Stabler, along with the Hope and Heart Project, which focuses on ear care in partnership with the Ross University and Rotary US, would also be there. So this is not just an event. This is an activity that is engaged to improve your quality of life and help you to know your numbers.
I'm so glad you're doing the hearing test. I mean, even with me, as you can see, I have something in this one ear, and I perhaps need to also get my hearing checked as well, because over time it may deteriorate given the noise that I have to contain in my ear every day. And the kind of work we do here in broadcasting, where radio stations are with people with ears, with cans on their ears, constantly being bombarded by noise. And our society has become so much noisier.
Extremely noisy.
So it's not just a test for children, it's a test for all ages.
Yes.
And that's the whole beauty of the whole thing. Are you using the full Lloyd Erskine Sanford Center compound?
No, we are using the second floor and part of the first floor. We have over 22 vendors who will be present, and they're allocated spaces, so you'll be able to move and interface with each booth. I also would want to tell you that we have a dietitian present as well, who would be able to engage you with best practices in terms of your diet. And there will be some foot care advice. We are known, or was known, as the diabetes capital of the world because we did so many amputations. Dr. Simone McConney is going to be present with her shoes best of foot care, and she will also be doing a presentation in care of the diabetic foot. So we really want you to come out and get the knowledge that would be available in these sessions. There's so much talk at present about our focus on mental health coming out of COVID and beyond, and the community mental health nurses, along with a legal advisor and a financial advisor, will be there to engage you and help you to understand why you need to make a will, what is the difference between a power of attorney and receivership, and these are things that we need to know because death occurs sometimes very unexpectedly, and we need to set our business in order.
That's a very good point indeed. And so, Dr. Allen, would there be, because of the work you do, urology, and us men need to understand the flow, and when the flow gets a little strange, what to do, would there be spaces available for a little bit of private consultation?
Absolutely. There will be spaces available for private consultation, because with some of the disease processes that we're talking about, such as diabetes, sometimes there can be sexual issues. No one will be embarrassed, no one's business will be put out in front of everyone else, but there will be space for private one-on-one consultation and information given to perhaps aid in erectile dysfunction. And we really want to encourage the men again to please come out. Be a real man and bring your entire family.
Yeah.
Bring the family. But we will have that one-on-one consultation, yes, sir.
That's great. So boys, let's turn up here, you know. Men, let's turn up here. And I said boys deliberately because oftentimes they think that's an old man's thing. It's not an old man's thing. But the challenges that men face, you ultimately may well face. So it's best preventing and controlling rather than waiting to deal with a situation which is out of hand. And so that's why this free community health fair is available to all and sundry. It's on Saturday from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon at the Lloyd Erskine Sanford Center on the ground floor, and then you go upstairs onto that floor as well, because you know the space is already occupied by another institution, but therefore you now have to be able to come in. But there's ample space for everyone, and there's ample space also for private consultation. So if you have a challenge and you need the church here to be able to help you with this, come have a conversation. If you have a spiritual challenge and you need guidance from the church, come have a consultation. Don't just stay at home and wonder what they're doing up there. Show up and come. If you're challenged by transportation, don't you worry, get yourself to the Granville Williams Terminal, and from 9:30 and 2 hours thereafter, the Transport Board will shuttle you to the Lloyd Erskine Sanford Center. The Transport Board will shuttle you back from the center to the bus terminal. So your transportation costs are already covered. So you just need to get in there and get up here. to the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center on Saturday because blood pressure checks, dental care, nutrition and dietary consultations, diabetes and heart health. There are also going to be CPR demonstrations, as you see on your screen, men and women's health care, and a whole lot more, because it's important that we live the most healthy lives given to us by God, and we attend to our spirits and being able to do so. When we take care of ourselves, we're able to take care of our families. We're able to take care of our relatives. We're able to take care of everyone else around us as well. But knowledge empowers. And now you can have an opportunity to be further empowered with the knowledge you need, health-wise, spiritually-wise as well, on Saturday. Lord Erskine Sandiford Center, from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. It's a must-do. So for those of you who, like as Mary probably would do, to go shopping on a Saturday morning, etch some time in there to attend. You don't have to spend the entire day, but spend a significant amount of time in the day there. Let this be your must-do on Saturday. And if you're curious, come. It's okay. It's okay to be curious. Come and see. Gentlemen and lady, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Is there
you
anything
too.
else you want to add to all of this?
I would want to say apart from the Heart and Stroke Foundation, we will also have the cancer support services. There would be HIV screening as well. And I want to stress again for the men, you're not only going to have a consultation, but you will have your PSA done.
Good.
Because Chem Screen Laboratory is going to be present to facilitate that blood testing for us. So come out, it's wide and varied. We can't tell you everything that's going to be there. Come and be surprised as well.
Yes.
There would also be an element of alternative medicine, so the Reiki Association will be there, and you will have some back massages. We look forward to seeing you there.
And there will also be some entertainment there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, in the last 45 minutes there will be some singing, and we have a local performer who is making waves internationally who will be present. Come up
See?
and
There are always
enjoy.
these teasers and nobody tells me details. That's all right, indeed. But come find out who this international performer is and be thrilled, indeed. You know, it's so important to have a complete self attended to. And this health fair has that all in thought and in hand. So when you come on Saturday, your complete self is taken care of, indeed. And so this is the great work by the Barbados First West Indies Jurisdiction, a church, an organization that really cares for the people who it serves, and not just to be able to say, come sit, put collection in the collection box, but come sit and learn and be empowered because we care for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Allen. Thank you so much, Bishop Mosley.
you.
And thank you so much, Miss Mary Thompson.
Thank you. Very
You're
much.
very welcome. So ladies and gentlemen, now you know where you're going on Saturday. Now you know how to get there on Saturday. Now you know what's available when you come see and experience on Saturday. So note it. Saturday, the 20th of September, from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. We got it. We'll take a break here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I love these two ladies I'm talking to right now. They are so fun. We're having a conversation and with a bit of laughter, but we're serious. You better believe it. 27.5 minutes after 6 o'clock now as we turn our attention to the ongoing work of the charity Tyrese Caesar Foundation. And you know they've been doing phenomenal work to raise the vibration in our community why we should seek peace, why we should maintain peace, and why we as a community ought to band together so that the good dispels the bad. And that's the purpose of the Tyrese Caesar Foundation. By the way, the International Day of Peace is coming up on the 21st, and so we want to turn our attention now to an activity that they're having in recognition of that fact, that the International Day of Peace is at the center of everything they do. And so I'm joined by Jacqueline Caesar, who, of course, as you all know, is the founder of the Tyrese Caesar Foundation. I'm not going to revert to the story, but love your blue. Really lovely in blue. And my good friend for decades, Rhonda Bryan Hudson, who is one of the volunteers and who is also the event coordinator. Rhonda, good morning to you as well.
Good morning to you, Pearson.
Good. Jackie? For those who may be wondering, what is the Tyrese Caesar Foundation? I know it's a charity, and for what purpose were you designed?
Good morning again, Pearson. And the charity is really designed to combat the effects of gun violence. Now, we've been having challenges in that area, and the charity came about after the death of my son, Tyrese Caesar, by gun violence. So we thought it would be a real challenge and also a necessity to have a foundation focusing on that, to challenge the youth to really be peace ambassadors and to basically put down the guns.
Mm-hmm. What I love is that you didn't do one thing and stopped, because you know that we will always have to be seeking peace. Mm-hmm. And so you persist and you persevere and you do a number of activities all the time to continue to keep it ever present in our minds. Mm-hmm. And I know that you have a team of people who you work with to help you do this.
A very small team, Pearson. It's twofold. We have the public activities. Really, each year we have the 5K. We also have our prayer breakfast and our annual dinner. Then we have the schools programs, the peace program, and we also have the support for individuals and the victims of gun violence. And then around Christmas time, we have our cheer program where we look to give back to those persons who would have suffered from gun violence.
And I'm glad you said all of that so people get a sense of the magnitude of the work that you do. But the magnitude of the work you do requires support. Yes. And you and your small little team can't do it alone. And so opportunities are also provided always for people to give to the foundation, to support the foundation in cash and also in kind. Let's talk a little bit about how that's been going for the foundation in terms of finding sufficient resources to do the work you want to do.
Well, it's a competitive environment, very, very competitive, and corporate Barbados, I say usually you will get a lot of support for effects and various functions. It has been challenging in terms of getting the support that we need. We've had to scale back in certain areas because of the high costs, but through faith and perseverance, we've been given ourselves and our own resources, financial resources, to keep it running, and we're believing for great things in the future, that we will be able to be well supported, ably supported, and that we'll be able to look forward for partners. We do have partners. For this particular dinner, I want to recognize the Ministry of Empowerment and Elder Affairs. They've been partnering with us on this initiative through the Peace Program, and we would like some others to come on board.
Hint, hint.
Yes.
And so if anyone is listening and watching and thinking, you know what, I have a little something, or I have enough something, and I want to give to the Jacqueline Caesar Foundation, the Tyrese Caesar Foundation, how can they reach out to you?
We can be reached at admin@tyresecaesar.foundation. We also have our website, www.tyresecaesar.foundation. They can reach us at the office, 236-0664, or they can do direct payments to our bank account, which is the First Citizens Bank.
That's so important. That is so important, because you're doing such great work in the community, and it's growing and building, but there's always need for more. And so you hinted the fact that there's this dinner coming up. Rhonda, this dinner that's coming up, because it's called Let's Create a Fanfare for Peace. I love the title to begin with, first of all. Guide me behind the thinking behind that title.
Sure, no problem. So, Pearson, when you think about a fanfare is not something small that you hide and you do. A fanfare is a proclamation. This is what we're doing. So this is a proclamation of peace. When we look at what's happening in our nation and the amount of violence that we see, we need to proclaim something. And so we're blowing the trumpet. The Word of God says to us that if you have the trumpet and you don't blow it, then you are guilty. But if you have the trumpet and you blow it, and we're blowing that fanfare for peace across this nation of Barbados, and we want everyone to come out and join us. So as we fanfare and as we celebrate, we're also taking this opportunity to raise the necessary funds that we need to support this initiative. This initiative is not for one group of people. This initiative is for all of us in Barbados. And so this event is planned with the blow and the horn. And we're coming together, all of us, from the highways, the byways, the corners, the villages, the heights, everywhere, in this one space to say, you know what? As one, we can make a difference. But as the mass group, we can impact change across our nation.
Bit by bit, moment by moment, blow by blow, and horn by horn. You know me, to make this happen. We're making noise about peace. Because, and while it sounds contradictory in a sense, we know what we're talking about here. We're raising the vibration for peace. And so when is the dinner, and how can we be a part of it?
Most definitely. So the dinner is this weekend. It's on Saturday, September the 20th. And this year we're holding our dinner at Mahogany Ridge in St. James.
That's such a beautiful location.
Yes, it is. Can you imagine? Visualize it.
I can, because I've been there. I see it. Yes, yes. Among the mahogany trees. And if you want to rip apart Mahogany Ridge is, it's opposite side of the road from Port Vale Factory.
Yes.
Right there, you can't miss it. You have a wonderful panoramic view.
Yes, we do.
Under the lights and the trees and everything else. This is fantastic.
Yes, we do. And we're setting an atmosphere where we can come together, we can do some networking, we can do some sharing, and also uplifting ourselves, because of what's happening around us, sometimes you may have a tendency to feel a little down or to be discouraged. But we're now creating an atmosphere where I can take your spark, you can take my spark, and together we create this environment. And this year, Pearson, I want to say that we have the pleasure of having the governor of the central bank coming to do our keynote speaker. Dr. Kevin Greenwich, he's going to be there with us, supporting this cause and really joining us in what we're doing in this initiative. And so with that type of backing, you begin to see the significance of the message of anti-gun violence, and we can support each other. We're combining his keynote address, which is going to give us some direction and really just shed some more light on the cause, but also we have some wonderful entertainment that is going to be there as well, which will also echo that message. And so mind, soul, body, and spirit.
Everything coming together.
Yes.
You know, you talked about the spark, and it triggered for me again my youth days as a Methodist. It only takes a spark to get the fire going.
Yeah.
And it casts a glow to all around. And that's the whole point. We want to dispel the darkness of gun violence, the darkness of hatred, the darkness of abuse, all of those things by turning on the light and raising the fanfare for peace. So much so we drown all of it out. And this happens this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday in that beautiful location, Mahogany Ridge in St. James. And you're invited to wear formal colors, royal blue, as the ladies are wearing, white or orange. And where can I get tickets to be a part, though? Because, you know, this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
So how do we do that?
So if you still want to purchase tickets, we have a few tickets.
That's a good problem to have.
Just a few.
That's a really good problem.
So call 236-0664.
236-0664
to get those tickets.
Or you can also purchase at Celtronics, at Sheraton Center, or Bedazzle at Sky Mall.
Yes. Bedazzle is my girl. Yes. So yes, at Bedazzle at Sky Mall or Celtronics at Sheraton Center. The tickets are very limited, and so you really need to go today or call right now to reserve your tickets for this event on Saturday. It's a formal event. Your colors of your options are royal blue, white, or orange, and we want you to be there. Everyone to show up in number, because your presence sends a signal to everyone, everywhere, that the peace is what we seek and we shall not give in to violence. And that's been the purpose all the time of the Tyrese Caesar Foundation. Remember, if you need to know more, go to tyresecaesar.foundation. That's online. You can learn more about the charity. You can read more about the purpose. You can see all the activities, and you can make donation. See, where you see that big blue bar, donate, that's the one to click. Click nothing else. Click that first, do that, and then you can go all around and get involved. And that's the whole point. tyresecaesar.foundation. Check the website, see all the banking details. First Citizens is the bank with which they work. You can make that donation today. Your effort at making a donation goes a very long way in amplifying the peace that we all seek. But this Saturday, your purchase of a ticket to be a part of this charity dinner, where Dr. Kevin Greenidge is the keynote speaker, where there's going to be live band and other very special guest performances, where you will come out dressed to your nines in royal blue, white, or orange, where you will come have cocktails from around 5:45 before you sit for dinner at 7. And the food is always phenomenal. I must tell you. It's really nice. There's ample parking, really good parking there as well. So folks, this is literally a no-brainer as well. So I want to encourage you to continue to shed the light on this and tell others about it. But get your tickets from Bedazzled right here at Sky Mall, or Celtronics at Sheraton Mall, or you can call 236-0664. That was the last words I had. 0664, and get your ticket right now. Right now, tickets are very cost affordable.
Yes.
And I don't have to tell you the price, because the amount is irrelevant. The experience is far more critical. The contribution is far more critical, and that's the satisfaction you will get simply by getting yourself a ticket and showing up to this activity on Saturday. International Day of Peace is on the 21st, and ahead of it, on the 20th, is when we as Barbadians say we are kicking it off before anybody else in the world. We are sending a signal on this Day of International Peace that we shall stand for peace. And so your support is so important, ladies and gentlemen.
And Pearson, I just wanted to jump in and say, at the dinner, we're actually, last time we came on, we talked about that we were meeting as a board and as a committee and looking at where we were going. We're actually unveiling our new program.
At the dinner?
At the dinner.
All right. So you got to be there. Don't miss the reveal. Do not miss the reveal. It's Saturday evening. Cocktails start at 5:45. Dinner starts at 7. But get there early so you can have the cocktails, the pre-entertainment, and then go into dinner. And this is going to be a really lovely, elegant evening indeed. And you have to be there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to go get your tickets. Get your tickets today. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
us.
Rhonda.
You're most welcome.
I know this is going to be a resounding success. I'm so excited for this. Thank you so much for telling us about it and inviting us to it.
Thank
You're
you.
more than welcome,
You're welcome.
Pearson.
You're welcome. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end. And what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
15 minutes now to go to the hour of 7 o'clock. We are thrilled, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to the 2025 CIBC Caribbean Unsung Hero for Barbados, who will go on not just to represent us, but to excite the audiences of the region with what she does. It is our pleasure to have sitting across from me, Carla Daniel of the Barbados Sea Turtle Project. Carla, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Congratulations, first of all, on receiving the award and the recognition. When you got the call, talk to me a little bit about what went through you to hear the voice.
Okay, so first thing, I got the call, phone rang, it was a number I didn't recognize. I paused for a second and I thought, do I want to answer this? So because you never know. So I answered and the lady mentioned the competition, which I knew my nomination had been submitted for, but we had so much going on with the nesting season, I'd completely shoved it to one side. So then she says, oh, I'm calling to let you know that you've won. And I thought, 1? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, are you sure? I literally said to her, don't let this be another Steve Harvey, because I am not certain. So before I get excited, could you pull up the information and double check? And she literally said, hold on. She's clicking away. She went through her email and she was like, yes, I am 100% sure. And then we had a really good conversation. I expressed my surprise to her because I genuinely, when people, as I mentioned before, talk about heroes, people saving animals, I think, are kind of low down on the list. It's not really something. I think people helping other people is often more what people think. And for me, the connections are there because I see protection of our environment, our ecosystems, and the biodiversity that they support. All of that in turn supports us. It's not like a direct benefit. It's not something that's really easy to put dollars and cents to, but it is something that we cannot survive without.
When we read, sorry, I sat on the panel of judges, by the way. When we read your nomination, your entry, you know, you're right. There are people who want to help other people. But we also thought about the sacrifice the nominee makes. And yours was beyond doubt. That Carla goes at times in the dark of the night, away from her own private engagements to attend to a creature. And, you know, that requires a special kind of person. And you have that in you. And oftentimes people would ask, but Carla, were you so worried about Little Turtle? Where did that come from? What would you say?
I would say a lot of it has to do, two things. One, I grew up with both my grandfather and my father working in the Ministry of Agriculture. So they really instilled a love for living things in me. And then also I grew up in a family that gave me room to roam. So I was able to run around outside, to go in the gully picking dunks. I have so many stories. Just, you know, we'd hop on our bicycles and go tell my grandmother we were coming back, and we could go riding up Shop Hill, over Hill and Dale. I have such a good time outdoors, connecting with the environment, you know, picking grass and making little loops and catching lizards, not to harm them, just to get a chance to look at them up close. I remember I once got fascinated with fire, and I started lighting everything, hair, thread. I burned a hole in my mother's bed. She almost had a heart attack. So I was a difficult child, but one that they really gave the freedom to explore and to learn. And then the second thing, I think, is Sunday school, believe it or not, because and how Sunday school comes in is that I felt those types of values and morals that were instilled at Sunday school, they create this thing where you're not supposed to tell lies, you know, you're supposed to be honest, you're supposed to be morally upright, you're supposed to do, when you see something that needs doing, you're supposed to do it. And I think that is what happened, because when I was at the University of the West Indies in second year and I saw this ad for the Sea Turtle Project, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is an amazing opportunity. I don't really know much about turtles, never really encountered them, but it's a great chance to do something and to experience something. And I started, this was back in 2006, and it was addicting because you are able to make a real tangible difference in an instant. When you run into the road and you rescue baby turtles and you put them on the beach and you watch them crawl safely into the water, you've saved lives. You've already helped to support Barbados's environment. And that is something that really cannot be replaced. And it's also a completely different Barbados. Our patrol teams work at night from 7 p.m. to 4:30 in the morning. And the Barbados in the wee hours of the morning is not the same Barbados that you experience. The people are different, the things they do are different, but also just being, you know, outdoors and you see these magnificent animals crawl out of the water onto the beach. And it's like living in a National Geographic episode. The only thing you don't have is like David Attenborough whispering over your shoulder. But there is something that is just so intrinsically beautiful about it. And it just weaves this web of connection. And I feel as though every single year that I worked with the project, my bond to Barbados, not just the sea turtles, but to Barbados and to our environment and to our people, just got tighter and tighter and tighter. And it got to the point where I was completely trapped and I literally could do nothing else.
Wow. And that's such a beautiful story to tell. You know, I didn't know all of that, but I'm so glad you're able to tell it to us indeed. All we saw was this young little petite woman heading out there to lift heavy turtles, turn them back on, upright them, so to speak, and to save their eggs and so forth in the still of the night. And in your story, the story told to us as the judges, you know, you talked about attending a formal event. There you are in your formal clothing, and you hustled off to go into the wild and to dirty up your clothing just to do so.
I mean, clothes are clothes. That's not important. I remember
and I'm asking that because I wanted to get to your value system. But go ahead,
yeah.
you remember?
No, I was just saying my 30th birthday. All of my friends had come together to celebrate, and we were at a South Coast restaurant. And I had the hotline, and I got a call for hatchlings at a hotel, and they said, all right, we've ordered our dinner, and I'm going to get there ASAP. And then they called again, and then they called again. And I'm like, all right. So I told everybody I had to go. I got up from the table, left my friends, went to the restaurant. I was wearing this lovely, I thought it was lovely, at least this lovely white dress. And I picked up the hatchlings from the front desk, chatted with them, went out and released them and everything. When I got back to the restaurant, my friends had finished eating. My food had been sent back to the kitchen. So when it came out again, it was cold.
Yes.
And they were not very happy with me at all. And it really kind of underscored at that point, because 30 for a lot of people is, you know, a turning point. You're like mature. You're getting old now.
Yes.
And it really underscored, you know, that you have to make a choice. And there will be sacrifices because, you know, you can't have, as people say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But I've always felt as though, you know, when you make a commitment, you have to follow through. And when there's something in need, then, you know, personal comfort and those types of things are really secondary. So it has been, you know, a sacrifice of time. I can't tell you how many times I've like slept in Chafet parking lot, not advertising, but gas stations, on the beach, you know, falling asleep, driving, because we've had so many calls during the course of the night. Sometimes I've woken up and not been sure where I am. But I also think religion plays a big part because I don't know who I could say has protected me through all of these. Sometimes I think reckless endeavors, going places and responding to calls. I remember there was this one time this guy called me. He said there's a leatherback on Rockley Beach, world's largest sea turtle. Likelihood of it being on a South Coast beach, slim to none.
Yes.
It is like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm telling myself, and I'm driving down through this narrow beach access, and I park in the car, and I'm like, Carla, be sensible. Is there really a leatherback out here? Is this man gonna chop you up into fine pieces? Like, what are you gonna do? So I'm sitting in the car and I'm debating, do I get out, do I stay? Do I get out, do I stay? And then there's like a knock on the glass, and the guy was like, you don't get out. So I get out of the car, I go onto the beach, and there is this massive leatherback sitting on the end of Rockley Beach. And the guy who called me, when you look at him, you would think full of tattoos, you know, he's a young guy, super, super friendly. And it all worked out, and it was an amazing thing to witness because it's not something you see every 10 years, far less every day. But that's the other thing, because it's far from me. There's so many people who have worked with the Barbados Sea Turtle Project that has brought it to where it is now. We have amazing groups of young people every single nesting season, like 30 to 40. There's been people like Darren Brown and Barry Kruger and Julia Horrocks, and amazing people who have managed the project. But then so many amazing Barbadians who have called us, who have stopped traffic, who've picked up hatchlings, who have helped me lift dead turtles out of the road, who've helped to bury turtles. I had this guy named Jason who's on Long Beach, and we had this massive green turtle a couple weeks ago rotting and buried in sargassum. And Jason came knee deep in this sargassum with me and helped me to dig this dead, decomposing turtle out of the sargassum. So these are the types of everyday people who are walking amongst us, who are doing amazing things. And if there's one thing that I want people to recognize, is that there's room for everybody. And we can't do it alone. It does not take one person. One person can do nothing. You know, if you see me or if you see success, you see hundreds of people who've gone before me, and, you know, lots of unseen people who are standing beside me as well. And you could be one of them. It doesn't have to be turtles. Everybody doesn't like turtles, but there's so much need in our country for persons to get up and to, you know, to stand for something and to really see something going wrong and to act and make a difference.
Your humility is beautiful to observe. It truly is indeed. Tell me something about turtles that us Bajans don't quite understand, that you now know better.
Something about turtles that Bajans don't quite understand. I think one crucial thing is that this is regarding sea turtle hatchlings. And if there's one thing I would like to see happen in Barbados before I die, it is lighting legislation to protect our baby turtles. It's in place in Puerto Rico, it's in place in Florida, it's in place in other Caribbean islands as well. And it is time that we recognize. So turtles come onto our beaches to reproduce. Yes, they're sea turtles, but without beaches and space on land, their existence cannot continue. So they're tied to the land, they come to lay their eggs, the eggs incubate for 2 months, and then these baby turtles take 3 to 5 days to dig through the sand to the surface. Once they get to the surface, they have this horrifying journey ahead of them. They have to get down to the beach, to the water, swim out past the reef, because they're fish that if they barely catch a glimpse of them, they will eat them. Swim past the reef, avoid the birds that are circling overhead, and get out into deep water where they find sargassum, and they will shelter within the sargassum. They have a small remnant of yolk that is essentially their energy source for this period. They use about half of it digging to get out of the nest. The other half is used crawling down the beach to get into the water. Now, that is hard. If that happens perfectly, 1 out of 1,000 will survive to reach sexual maturity at 25 to 30 years. It does not happen perfectly in Barbados. They come out of the sand, they look around, they go in the direction that is brightest, and that direction is the road. It is restaurants, it is hotels, because our coastline is so lit up that the sea does not stand a chance. So they crawl in the direction of the land, and they're eaten by predators, they're savaged by rats, they're crushed by cars, they fall into drains, they go into hotel swimming pools, they fall into gardens, and thousands of them die every year. And the problem is that it's already 1 in 1,000 if it goes perfectly. It doesn't go perfectly here. So my fear is that I wouldn't doubt that like 1 in 10,000 of Barbados's hatchlings are surviving. And we put so much effort every year into saving baby turtles and trying to get them to the sea safely. The team rescues over 60,000 hatchlings every year. But if only 1 in 10,000 of them is surviving, that is all of this time, all of this effort, and perhaps 6 of these adult turtles are going to live. And it is truly because people see us rescuing and they want to see baby turtles being released and they think it is something joyous. The only joyous occasion really is when those turtles will be able to naturally emerge from beaches and crawl down to the sea. And people are thinking, well, Carla wants the beaches to be dark, there's safety concerns, there are other issues. This is 2025. We've been talking about AI, we've been talking about technological advances, and there have been advances in lighting, in sea turtle-friendly lighting, that will allow you to have turtle-friendly lights, which will help to reduce the impact of turtles crawling the wrong direction and still have your aesthetics, still have your safety. To give you an example, we have a new restaurant that's been open for a few days on the South Coast. And they've already started calling because they've installed some very bright lights at the front of their coastal restaurant, and hatchlings are already going towards them. We have another restaurant that opened a couple months ago. An entire nest of hatchlings came up, all of the tracks all over the place. We got 8 hatchlings because by the time we got there, most of them had already been killed by crabs, and a lot of them had already disappeared. So when people hear that we are rescuing baby turtles, when tourists are feeling, really good to be able to help, yes, you are helping, but we're not helping nearly as much as we think, because these hatchlings that have used up that second half of the energy reserve they had crawling all over the beach, when they get to the sea, they now have minimal chance of surviving. So if you ask me a question about turtles, you gotta realize you're really gonna get.
I'm good.
But it is.
And you're quite right. I've learned so much by hearing what you've just explained to all of us. I did not know the effort a little baby turtle has to put in just to survive.
It is
perhaps
tremendous.
Never survives.
Not to talk about plastic, about fishing line, which is one of my pet peeves, about bycatch and fishing hooks, drowning in fishing nets. Turtles are facing what is essentially an insurmountable task. We talk about climate change and how it's impacting them. It is, when I try to see things, like on a individual basis because the entire task just seems so daunting. Our beaches are disappearing, our development is continuing apace, without increased setbacks and other things. We are likely soon to have nowhere at all for these turtles to nest. And then, you turn your eye perhaps away from sea turtles because we've actually recently started a charity called Wild Owl Trust, which now manages the Barbados Sea Turtle Project. And I'm a bit ambitious. So I'm like, we're protecting turtles, but there's so much more in Barbados that needs doing. So we thought we could leverage our turtle protection at some point in another direction. And you think of all of these other amazing species and areas, our leaf-toed gecko, there's this new eel we have that lives in wetland areas that might be a new species for the planet, not even just for Barbados. There's so many amazing things we have on this rock that need conservation and desperately need help before we lose them.
That new project, we must have you back to talk about. We must have you back. But now we see, Barbados, why this is our unsung hero for CIBC for 2025. Carla goes on to represent Barbados in the regional competition shortly coming up. And we are all giving her our full support. My fingers are all crossed, every one of them crossed indeed, that Carla will bring home the prize for Barbados. But we are immensely proud of you, Carla. We celebrate you for the phenomenal work and sacrifice that you have made over your short lifetime to make such a big, powerful impact. Everybody knows Carla. Everybody knows a little bit more now about the Sea Turtle Project. Everybody now this morning understands the effort a baby turtle makes just to survive because of you.
No.
Okay.
Because of us. Remember?
Okay. All right.
It's great to be celebrated and to be recognized. And when I am depressed and feeling as though I'm having a mental breakdown, that will warm my heart. But really and truly, it is a cause for all of Barbados. Don't see them as my turtles. Don't see it as my conservation efforts. See it as something that we all need to be a part of, conserving this island that we call home.
Among the things that you received in the award, you received a trophy. Where have you put it?
It may be it's still in the car. If anybody knows my car, they know that it's, a lot of things go in there and stay. But it is in the car and it's lovely, and I will be putting it in the office.
And it's weighty, folks. It has weight to it because your contribution has weight to it indeed. And so we celebrate the work that you do. Okay, Carla?
Thank you very much.
I can say that much, right? All right. Carla Daniel, who is the CIBC Unsung Hero for 2025. Indeed, we're excited about what happens next in the work that she does. We made an invitation for her to come back to talk about the other projects she's working on, and we can't wait to discover it with her as well as with you. Morning Barbados breaks here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's look at the news now. Nigel Pinder, alias Bounty or Cappy, who was the subject of a wanted man's bulletin, is now in police custody. The 48-year-old resident of Church Village, St. Philip, was wanted in connection with serious criminal matters. According to a statement by the police, Acting Inspector Ryan Brathwaite, Pinder was brought into custody yesterday and is assisting police with their investigations. The Barbados Police Service thanks the public and the media for assistance. The Barbados Accreditation Council is in full support of the full free movement among 4 CARICOM member states that is set to take effect from the 1st of October. From that date, the 1st of October, nationals of Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be able to enter, live, work, and remain in each other's states without skills certificates or work permits. In a statement, the Executive Director, Lisa Gale, describes it as a progressive step that strengthens the free movement of the regional human capital.
This development enables Barbadians to seize greater opportunities, employers to address critical labor gaps, and for our region to advance meaningfully toward the promise of full integration. Until that vision is realized across all member states, the CARICOM Skills Certificate remains vital to ensuring mobility, recognition, and the protection of Barbadian qualifications. The Barbados Accreditation Council remains steadfast in its duty to safeguarding those standards for the benefit of our citizens and for the wider Caribbean economy.
Barbados was the center of attention in Japan. National Day of Barbados in Japan was observed at Expo 2025 in Osaka under the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives. Addressing the official ceremony, Minister of Economic Affairs and Investment Kay McConney encouraged those gathered to enjoy the day's offerings and to take time out to learn as much as possible about the Barbados story. She also spoke about some of the partnerships Barbados and Japan have formed.
From disaster management and environmental protection to education and exchange. Among these projects and activities, the Barbados Coastal Fisheries Resilience Project, which we implemented with the United Nations Development Program, as well as the government of Japan.
Well, that expo in Japan, Osaka, Japan, is under the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives and commenced on the 30th of April and will run until the 13th of October. During that event, official participants on countries, regions, and international organizations will participate in the expo and will hold a national day or a special day. Edwin Yearwood and Nikita were performing for Barbados, to the audience, many of who were waving Barbados' national flag. Students from private schools will now be invited to have a seat at the tables of the National Student Council. This was the first time this is happening in the history of the student councils, which gives students a voice. Minister of Educational Transformation Chad Blackman made the announcement at the Seventh-day Adventist School's prefect installation ceremony. Anesta Henry reports.
Since established, the National Student Council has been for public schools only. But that is about to change. Minister of Educational Transformation Chad Blackman says it is his view that students from private schools must be a part of the Student Council movement. This, he says, is necessary as the National Education Transformation agenda is rolled out.
And it therefore gives me great pleasure to say to you that as of now, private schools and their students will be included in the national structure of the Barbados National Student Council leadership movement.
Management of private schools will soon be receiving their invitations to nominate students to join the National Student Council.
Of course, we have our education officer here for private schools, Ms. Williams, and we have another education officer who leads and treats to the issue of the student councils, and the ministry will be writing to all of our private secondary schools so that they can then nominate and have your internal process to send representatives to sit on the national structure of our National Student Council movement.
Minister Blackman says inclusivity is what the education transformation agenda is all about.
Inclusive education is not just about the skills that you must acquire if you're especially gifted or if there are challenges. It is about ensuring that every single child who passes through the education system in Barbados, public or private, has the opportunity to be great.
And the education minister is commending the students for assuming their new roles as prefects and is encouraging them to continue to be good examples for their peers.
And therefore, as the saying goes, to whom much is given, what? Much is expected, much is required. And therefore, I want you, first of all, within yourself, to internalize and to realize and to appreciate the fact that you are here by virtue of your humility, your confidence, the things that you've done thus far, but you have a duty to live up to the expectation of being the best prefect that this school can have.
The prefects received their badges and pledged to serve well in their new roles. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
The Ashley Lashley Foundation has kicked off its EcoFit Youth Program at West Terrace Primary, aiming to instill environmental responsibility in the next generation. The program is going to be rolled out in 10 schools this year. Deanza Roberts reports.
Project manager with the foundation, Kaylee Grant, says this year the EcoFit Youth Program will reach 10 schools, promoting topics such as climate awareness.
We're here at West Terrace Primary School for the start of the EcoFit Youth Program 2025. This year we will be going into 10 schools, and the focus of the program is health, climate and the environment. This year there is also a special focus on the 5 R's of reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse and repurpose, where we teach the kids all about the circular economy and how it's best to use the materials more than once, how it is best to repurpose them and find new uses for them rather than continuously buying new stock all the time. And we also push the idea of being healthy and being physically active, having a balanced diet, eating lots of fruits and vegetables and drinking water.
Meanwhile, teacher Tamara Etchell says she is happy that the foundation selected the school for this year's launch.
The collaboration between the Ashley Lashley Foundation and West Terrace Primary started last school year when I wanted somebody to come and speak to the class 2 students in regards to using the 3 R's. So they came in and they actually taught them 5 R's. That has started our relationship, which then flourished. They asked if we can be the hosting school to launch their EcoFit program, which we decided to do. So we're here now. And we're going to continue seeing how it goes throughout the school year with all of the challenges that they're going to give us and see what our students can do throughout this school year in connection with the Ashley Lashley Foundation and the EcoFit Youth.
Foundation founder Ashley Lashley praised the school for embracing the challenge and disclosed that they are introducing a new element to the program this year.
It's the first time that we've ever engaged West Terrace School in an activity, and the essence of the EcoFit Youth Program is to talk and promote to students the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, but also teaching them about the 5 R's of reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose and refuse. But this year we're bringing an ocean twist to the 5 R concept, and what we've also recognized is that due to the increase of temperatures, many of these teachers have been asking for donations of fans to the students, and through the EcoFit Youth Program, what we really want to do through the Ashley Lashley Foundation is to create and assist schools with having that safe and comfortable learning environment for students to thrive.
Also on board is Harris Paints. Vice President of Operations John Marshall explains their involvement.
I'm here to introduce today the Grain Paint Rescue alongside the Ashley Lashley Foundation and their EcoFit Youth Program. What this is essentially is most homeowners might buy paint, they might use some of it, might not use all of it, they might keep spare bits around to use at some time in the future. What we don't want though is for it not to be used and to end up in the landfill sometime. So what we are going to launch today is to encourage the students and their parents to bring in any unused paints that they have at home, any water paint, doesn't matter what brand it is, it could be Harris or Berger or any of the other brands. Bring it in and we will replace it with a fresh set of paint for the school. Right? We will then use that unused paint to convert it into something that we can use in the future.
The EcoFit Youth Program is now officially underway, planting the seeds of healthy living and environmental awareness in schools across the island. Organizers say this is just the first step toward creating a generation that thinks green and lives well. I'm Deanza Roberts for CBC News.
Let's look at sports now. The Barbados Royals have successfully defended their Women's Caribbean Premier League title, defeating hosts Guyana Amazon Warriors women by 3 wickets in a thrilling final. The Amazon Warriors women, who were sent into bat at Providence, posted 136 for 3 in 20 overs. Amy Hunter was the top scorer with 29. In response, the Royals women chased down that target, finishing on 137 for 7 in 19.4 overs. Kaisia Knight and Courtney Webb both scored 31 to help guide the Royals to victory. That's a look at news. More news coming up at noon on TV8. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trend.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, my name is Yudisha Ali. And hi, my name is Daniela Hansen. I'm 15. And I am 15 as well. Going 16, sorry. We both attend the Ellerslie School. For people, young children that live on an island, there's like a good portion of us that really don't know how to swim. Sorry. So when I had found out about this program, at first I was a bit skeptical because I couldn't really swim, so I couldn't really do any activity that they would want to do in the water. But after reading some more, I found out that they would be teaching you how to swim. So this was a really good idea for me.
I also think the same as her. I also believe on the educational part where they're teaching us about the ocean and how to protect our reef, that is important, very important. It's imperative for us to learn about that because not only can it be implemented into future careers, but it can also help us to know, hey, the ocean is there, it helps us to live, so we gotta protect what helps us. So I believe that's very important for us as teenagers and children.
Here we go, girl. I really wanted to learn more about the marine life of Barbados because there's not much that I know about it, and it would have been something cool to learn about. Like the names I was hearing inside of that room was random. I would like to learn more.
Listen, you should have seen Daniela's response when she saw herself on TV just a moment ago. And these are two young people that you just saw who are just a part of a number of other young people who are now ocean literate, climate literate, and just very, very able indeed, thanks to what happened in the Blue X Accelerator. Joining me now is the lead of the Oceania Innovation Hub, our good friend, Shay Greenidge. Good morning, Shay.
Morning Barbados.
It's so good to see you as always.
Thank
and you brought
you.
along two
Yes, yes. I've got my ladies with me. They're representing the girls of the summer pilot program. I'm so proud of both of them. Yeah.
Daniela is her name, Daniela Hansen. She's of the Ellerslie School. And Sierra Murray, who is of the Frederick Smith School. So ladies, welcome indeed. And so let's talk about this, Shay, first. Put it into context.
Yes.
What happened?
So I moved over to the Oceania Innovation Hub, as many people know. And my first task was having a summer pilot program. How are we going to do this? And my approach to it was diversity and inclusion. You know I'm all about that. And I wanted to make sure that we had as much representation as possible from the secondary school institutions in Barbados. And we were able to have 20 secondary school institutions represented. And we have 2 of them here today, this morning. And it was a mix of fun, learning, and exploration. And I think that that's what the experience was for the kids, and they just really, really enjoyed it. But for me, I want to make sure that we are really raising the next generation of leaders, and we're equipping them with the knowledge. And under the Ministry of Educational Transformation, we're having this Education Transformation Initiative that most people are hearing about right now. What does that really mean? It's a new approach to learning. And we were testing and piloting that during our summer program, and it was all about project-based learning and experiential learning. So the approach during the summertime was you had 3 days at the Oceania Hub, and then 2 days were full immersion days. And I think that's where the students really came alive. A big component of it was learning to swim. That was the highlight of the students' days. They're going to tell you all about it, trust me. But the learning to swim that's just part of a bigger goal. You know, you learn to swim, then we move into the next phase of diving. I am seeing research divers among our group. That's the stage we want to get to. So yes, learning to swim is very important. There's the recreational side of it, but it's about exploration, because that's how we're going to move towards innovation.
So it was a project for which you had certain benchmarks.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the outcome?
Have
you surpassed every benchmark?
Every single benchmark. My chief is a very happy chief this morning. Good morning to Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw.
Yes.
We had a great time, and we settled on this journey. Everything is new at the hub, so it's a lot of testing and learning forward as we go. But the parents were so happy. The students, the ministry, we had a blast. And this was just for us to now gain insights into how we then integrate this across a wider academic curriculum, because that's the bigger goal. And for me, I see this as us being able to create a pathway towards the blue economy. Because we talk about the blue economy, but what really is it? Do people understand it? How do they get into it? How can they be a part of it? And so we're making sure that we stay with our students even after the summer program has ended, to support and guide that journey for them.
And to see the blue economy not just as the fishers alone.
Yes.
Because you're talking about people who are exploring underwater, who are discovering new things. And I see Daniela nodding away because she can't wait to talk to me about this. But I'll get to you in a minute. You know, but give us a broad scope of what the blue economy really covers.
I mean, there's so many players involved. And I think a good example to point to is maybe the Marine Spatial Plan.
Yes.
And how Danielle's nodding. The Marine Spatial Plan. I think we have to really commend that team. They're really doing a great work, and I know all the effort that is involved there. But making sure that we have all the different players involved. So, you know, there's the beach operators, scuba, there's the jet skis, there's the recreational side of it. How do we manage all of these different players in this one space? And for me, I feel very privileged working at Oceana because on the upstairs, there's a whopper view.
The view.
There's a killer view out there. It's amazing. And so for me, every day I'm looking out at the sea and seeing all of the different players in one space. And I'm just thinking, whoa, it's going to be really important that we manage this.
Yes.
Because sometimes we're seeing like 4 catamarans in the same area. Everyone's off
yes,
in the water. You know, like, how are we managing all of this? And so I think that's a great area for me to point to with the Marine Spatial Plan. And the students were able to get exposure to all of the different players and actors. There's plastic, you know, how do we move from, there's the 3 R's, the 5 R's really, but plastic pollution, we were teaming up with CBC Barbados at that time. The students did a beach cleanup, but then we also paired that with going to the Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute and their 3D printing and how you can have plastic, using plastic as filament to then feed into the same 3D printing. So it's a whole ecosystem of actors and players and what we can really do. And for me, it was about showing the students what's possible and just opening their minds to a whole new world. And I think it's time that we can hear directly from them. A whole new world.
Danielle, you were nodding away to the Marine Spatial Plan. You wanted to talk about this, but you were biting at the bit. Talk to me about what you learned from this experience in the Blue X Accelerator, first of all, and then, but before you get to that, describe for me what is the Marine Spatial Plan?
To me, it's the plan where everyone who is involved in the blue economy will have their own space where they're not butting into anyone, all right? So...
and there's a lot. It is larger.
It's a broad topic, right?
And it's larger than our land mass.
Yes.
Imagine that. And so we can all tap into the possibilities in that extra space of our economic zone.
Yes, please.
How was the whole summer for you, though, as being a part of this?
It was lovely. I love that in the educational area, it wasn't just about sitting down in a classroom. Because, you know, a lot of persons don't learn well just from that. They learn well from the experience. So I love that very much. We were able to use our hands. We were able to have discussions, build things. It was fabulous.
What did you build?
Okay, my favorite part was building the water robot. Yes, please. We all worked together to put the parts together. I was the one who constructed it. So that was really fun.
And imagine that. I mean, here it is. You have now the opportunity to be exposed to what's possible. What are some of your takeaways? I want to hear from you then. Having gone through all of this, what now excites you about the marine space and the work in the blue economy and how you can contribute?
I really think about the fisheries area. Right, the lack of fishes because of global warming, the coral reefs getting destroyed because of global warming. It affects the fisheries heavily. I believe what we should do, we should come together, give ideas, solutions to help those who are affected, because the persons who are affected, it also turns around and affects us. So everyone is a big community. One person gets affected and it goes right back. Like a domino, you know?
Yes.
So contributions would be ideas, helping out. If you have free time, you go down, ask someone, do you need assistance with this? Help them out. So I really think that's what we should be looking forward to.
Sure, I have an idea for you. I'll tell you in a minute. So Sierra, how was it for you?
It was amazing. It wasn't what I expected. And it just opened my eyes to a new aspect of the ocean.
So you made me curious. What did you expect?
So I expected the basics. I wasn't expecting it to be completely hands-on, but it actually shocked me. We had a lot of hands-on moments. We learned a lot in a span. Honestly, it was 4 weeks. I learned a lot more in less than 4 weeks. So it was just eye-catching, learning about our problems, learning about how we can assist as children to be able to help these components, these people, in making the waters a safer and a better place for not only ourselves but for the fish and the people who work on the sea.
What would you say could have been a few or one of those things that you went into this opportunity not knowing about, that you walked away thinking, oh my word, I did not know, but now I know?
I did not know that at fisheries they were having a problem with when it comes to making laws on where they can and cannot fish, because as climate change affects the ocean, it causes the fish to go in different directions. So some fish that you usually would come and, you know, go and fish and you would eat at home would stumble in areas, protected areas, and it would cause them to not have fish to be able to give to us. So if we don't get fish, then some of us would not be able to eat. So I did not know actually that they were going through that problem, as they were setting laws, I understand, to keep the fish safe, but in all aspects it affects everyone, and they were not communicating properly to be able to have the helping hands of not only us as consumers, but also the people that are working and then themselves. So it was affecting everyone. So when we went to fisheries and we spoke about this, I felt like this was a new page that we should start to write on, something that we should work towards, and something that we should be able to change in like the next 2-3 years, or probably by next year.
Now that you feel so powerful with your knowledge, have you found yourself going home and really talking it up with your relatives and your friends about this experience and what you now know better about the marine space around us?
Yes, please. I usually post what I do. I'm also in the National Student Council, so I usually post what I do, and I posted about the Oceana Hub. And when I got the information and I posted it up, everybody started to be interested in the Oceana, because some people were wondering, what is it about? Where is this Oceana? What are they doing? What's so interesting about it? And as being there, I can tell you a lot about how it makes you feel and how their teaching style is better than teaching styles in schools.
That's instructive, Shay.
I'm taking that.
You didn't prompt that at all.
I'm telling you, thank you.
And so I hear and feel the passion. Danielle, are you doing the same thing as well? You're talking to friends and relatives about...
I talk to my mom about it all the time. I talk to my mom about how the experience is. I tell her, Mom, I hope they're having it next year because I can't wait to go again.
And I want young people to hear this, Shay. I really do. I was thinking as I listened to these two young ladies, you know, the BTMI has the Junior Tourism Minister.
Yeah.
Why don't you have the Junior Environment Minister program, where you challenge school children their age to also replicate their thing? They've been doing it for a few years now, so they have a plan, a strategy.
Yeah.
Replicate it and give, because I'm hearing two young people, and this is just two of the many you had, who are passionate about the environment, who have ideas and thoughts about the environment, and who can also advocate alongside what the Environment Ministry is doing to get more and more Barbadians to hear about what we do impacts. And if you look at the screen, you can see the volume of people, the number of people.
Yes,
that's a big team. All of them.
I need to frame that, actually.
You really should. You know, and so that's one I would like to hope that you could take away as well.
Yes.
And really, because we would love to work along with you here at CBC.
I love the approach that you're taking because it's so cross-sectoral. You know, so we have, there were different facilitators who came. We invited several persons to come in and speak to the students and have these hands-on practical work activities with the students. So we had fisheries. Everyone loved the fisheries a whole lot.
Yes.
But, you know, we also had the juniors, particularly downstairs. We have an aquaponics system now at the hub. You know, and the students built that themselves with the facilitator and went to the farm at Adams Aqua Farm with Christina Adams, I believe. And it's really about bringing everybody into the space. There was even a portion where we had a poet come in because I wanted the students to have that cultural understanding as well. So they had a guided reflection with Cindy Celeste in the water, and they came up with a beautiful poem, each student contributing based on the experience that they had growing up, whether they got dunked by family members or a jellyfish stung them, or, you know, exams were really stressful and they just went to the beach afterward, making sure that we brought all of their experiences together collectively to tell that unified story. So I wanted to make sure that our approach in terms of the scheduling for the programming that we put together, it was very diverse. You know, you have the marine element, but there's the historical element as well. There's the poetry. If we look at Kamau Brathwaite, Derek Walcott, if we look at the poetry, that's blue literature.
Yes.
It really is. And we need to highlight that. And our students need to know their names and carry that on. So I really wanted to have a whole of society approach to how we have the Blue X Accelerator program, and this is just the beginning. I can tell you that.
It's just the beginning. So having completed this one, what happens next?
Well, next up, we're working with the teachers and the principals next. I'm going to be planning a series of stakeholder consultations because remember, this is a pilot of the Ministry of Educational Transformation and how we're integrating into the curriculum for Blue curriculum. And then I'm also going to be keeping my ambassadors really close to me. I miss seeing their faces every day. So I'm going to make sure I see them more and more because 4 weeks was really short, you know, and we want to be able now to go even more in depth. We had a lot of exposure and the hands-on experiences that the kids are talking about, but now we have a lot more to dive into and make sure that we're solidifying those concepts and working with even more stakeholders, because I saw Carla was on earlier. We wanted Carla to get to camp, but there was no space left, and there's a lot more to learn. And I want to make sure that they're learning from grassroots people on the ground who can tell them exactly what's happening and what you need to do, because the boots on the ground are the ones who know.
You got that right. And now your boots are on the ground, Danielle and Sierra. You now know. And so there's a responsibility that you have to carry, particularly every single day while you're at school, engaging with your cohorts at school. So, Daniela, if you were called up onto the platform at Next Assembly at school to speak a little bit more about what the blue economy is about, what would you say?
I would explain to them that it was an empowering system. It was teaching us different skills. It was teaching us how to speak confidently. We were meeting new people, learning new things. I would explain to them that it was an experience like never before, something they would want to experience. All right, I would hype it up. Everyone would want to go there as soon as I'm done speaking about it, right?
I can see it on your face already. What about you, Sierra?
I would tell them that it opens your eyes to the problems that we face, and we should stand together as children and work towards getting things done. And that Oceana is the place to be. There's no other place like Oceana. There is there.
And I'm glad you targeted children. And I'm sure you were very deliberate when you said that.
Yes,
because there are generations your age and younger who need to know. Do you get a sense that they're allowed to experience at least an oomph of what you've experienced, whether it's to go to the beach and understand while they're at the beach what it means to be at the water's edge, what it means when you see a seashell, when you see a sea turtle? Do you think that kind of conversation is happening in families generally?
No, I don't think so, because how we see the beach, because we're surrounded by so much water, we see it as, okay, we're in a little rock surrounded by water. The water is clear, it's pretty, have things in it that we do not understand, and it's just fun to be there. Vibes, you can get away from stress. I don't think everybody understands that the water holds secrets that we don't understand, and secrets that when we unlock these things, that it can also help benefit ourselves. So as teens today, I don't think that they understand or they know what is really the meaning or the background of the ocean and conservation and these sort of things, which is something that we need to bring awareness to.
You're so right. I don't go into the water any further than my knees. I tell you, because I don't know what's out there. And then you tend to watch movies, you see these huge creatures just leap out of the water, and you think, all of that is in that water. I'm very serious. This is what goes through my head. All of that in there? You know, and so...
Not me.
You get the idea. And so you create this image in your head that that's not for me.
Yeah.
And so... as an island state ourselves, we have to get our people more familiar with what's in the water, have a greater appreciation for what's in there, and not be afraid.
And not be afraid, because, you know, I feel like it's passed down through the generations.
Yes.
Oh, the sea ain't got no back door. And that's one of the reasons why we had that guided reflection in the water, where they could leave their fears in the sea and then take something inspirational from the water. And the poem that we put together, there are a couple of phrases in there that we're going to start really sharing and pushing that narrative to evolve from the sea has no back door. Because it's up to our generation up and coming. They're going to be the ones to change that narrative.
That's right.
They will be the ones.
Oh, they are ready.
They're already.
They are ready.
Yeah.
They are excited to do so. I'm good. So how many boys were there?
How
Equal
many?
number?
Almost.
Oh, good.
Almost. So we have to bring the boys next time.
You have to bring them.
We have to bring the boys. I mean, I wanted Tristan to come and a couple of the others. We actually had a homeschool student in camp, and it was a really great integration. That just goes back to what I was saying earlier, that diversity and that inclusion. We really wanted to have that, to see how the students really uptake this approach that the Ministry of Educational Transformation is now pushing forward for the Transformation Initiative. And I think the students are just representing it and say, well, hey, this approach, we like it. Let's do more of that. So we'll be working with the wider teachers and principals to see how we adopt this method and this approach into our school system and how we teach.
If you're wondering where this all happened, I'm sure you're wondering, where is this Oceana place they're talking about? That's right there on Bay Street.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen the hoarding going up. I wondered, what's behind there, man? What's behind there?
Yeah.
Till the hoarding came down, we saw the Oceana Hub. And that's where we saw the beauty of what Barbados has to offer rise. I saw the official opening and everything. Look, if you see for yourself, folks, this is from the sky looking down onto what the hub looks like. This is the space in which these young people were activated and really turned on to being a part of what happens in our marine space as well. So into the classrooms they went, they had that formal exercise, but then their classroom became out there, being immersing themselves in nature and a part of it, and really truly getting wet, so to speak, about what is about environment and being a lot more climate active, climate intelligent now. And so I'm excited about what happens for you young people. You all have such a wonderful... None of this was happening in my old age.
I'm telling you.
None of this happened in my
But
time.
even for me, personally, I didn't have this at school.
The times that you're living in are fantastic. Don't squander this opportunity. You speak well. You presented and represented your schools and your families well as well. I'm sure they're equally proud of you indeed. And so I want to wish you the very best as you continue your journey in science. And I know sometimes for a lot of the young people, the word science scares and living there is out of them. But what you do is science as well. Kieran says, super, super proud of our young people and the team behind it. We thank you. And so our commenters on social media are very, very proud of you indeed. And so well done, Shay.
Thank you.
And your team and the Ministry of Education as well. And at Oceana, I can't wait to see what flows from you guys. Don't forget the idea.
I will not forget the idea. We have something similar, but we're all about partnerships.
Good.
And so we're going to bring in everyone, whole of society approach.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I can't wait to be a part of it because it's going to be really, really great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shay, Daniela, and Sarah.
Thank you.
All the best to each of you.
Thank you for having
You're
us.
welcome.
Really appreciate the CBC
You're welcome.
team.
Bring the boys.
The boys will be back.
All right, good. We're coming back in just a moment.
Hi, my name is Kayling. And my name is Maya. And we are at the new Oceana Hub. We are learning how to swim and robotics. And also we're learning types of energy and fish. My favorite subject so far would be learning how to build a windmill and learning how it works. I also liked building the wind turbine. It was very fascinating for me. It was educational And I think that we will learn a lot here at the Oceana Hub. When my mom told me that they were doing this, I was really excited to learn how to swim and to meet new people and have fun, and also learn about the marine animals in the ocean because fish are dying and I want to know why.
When I found out about this summer camp, I was actually kind of skeptical at first, but then I found out that we would get to swim and practice our swimming, and we could go on beautiful tours around the island, and I just love to see the ocean. It's just very soothing for me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
11 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock. Imagine 43 years of your life you've been a pilot. Imagine that. I know you're saying to myself, Pearson, that's a big number. That's a whole lifetime. You're right. That is the lifetime and the contribution in aviation made by Peter Paris, now retired. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Pearson.
I mean, how does that sound in your head, 43 years?
It's well, it went by so quickly that
who was marking time, right?
I said, really, it only occurred to me that it was 43 near to the end.
Whoa!
You know, it was interesting, it was dynamic and exciting, and it just went by.
I can't imagine then, over 43 years, I could well imagine the places you've been, the people you've experienced, the destinations you've traveled to. Let's talk a little bit broadly about all of that. Where have you been?
Well, after I flew in the Caribbean for about 24 years or so, you know, various regional carriers, LEAT and Caribbean Star and whatnot. When Caribbean Star went out of business, I had the opportunity to go to Africa, based in Kenya, with an organization that flew primarily for the United Nations. And that was the beginning of a whole different spectrum, you know, of the career, in that we were flying for United Nations, and we flew people, United Nations people on humanitarian flights, or United Nations peacekeeping troops. So it was amazing to be in places like, which is now North Sudan and South Sudan, but Sudan back then, Congo, Somalia, which is extremely volatile, and Chad, Mali, all of Central Africa and East Africa, and a bit of, and later on West Africa. Oh. So it is different, and the truth is Africa is not what we think or what we understand it to be. You know, it has its ups and downs, but surprisingly, it was great. It was the eye-opening of seeing, you know, the good, the bad, and the very indifferent in Africa. That was an experience, you know. And 17 years there did a lot to open my eyes on what some of us miss, what some of us do not understand, and what it would be. I have no problems or no qualms about having had that experience. Yeah.
Flying a commercial plane, taking people to a destination just to have fun, vacation, you know, shop, have a grand old time is one experience. Because I suppose it's a little bit more relaxed of sort. But when you're flying a plane for the United Nations, that's taking people or product and services to deliver food and aid, does it take a different mindset? Does it affect you differently?
I don't know if it affects you differently, because aircraft operations are aircraft operations, right? But surely you have the urge to get it done, and the urge to make sure that it is done properly. You know, that's where the difference probably is. In that type of operation, a lot of, in many instances, lives depend on whether you get to where you're going in a particular time, or you know, therefore it's more intense as far as operational logistics are concerned, I would say.
Did you get to check your passenger manifesto, for instance, to say, hey, look, who's on my vessel today?
Yeah, we did actually.
And any interesting people?
Yes.
In your 43 years?
Oh yeah. A lot of the people who are United Nations ambassadors, heads of governments, especially in Africa, because, for example, in Somalia, the United Nations is trying to bring the 5 territories that they have, and each one has a president per se, bring them together. So we often flew them, not just in Somalia, but heads of governments going to various United Nations functions. So over time, yeah, probably dozens and dozens of leaders of state and important dignitaries for the United Nations.
When you stop for just a moment and reflect on your 43 years, boy, I've been up there, I've been places, I've seen these people, I've taken them there. And do you have any regret? Do you miss it?
I do miss it a bit, but when you reflect on over 4 decades, which has been safe and basically incident-free, there's a satisfaction of having done that and I don't have to continue anymore, because the more you continue, the more likely something is to happen. And having done it, yes, I miss it, but not to the point where I worry about it having been gone.
You've taken me there. Interesting moments in the sky. Things are happening. You're flying, and things will happen. You know, whether something fails or lost communication, connectivity with something. Have you had any of those moments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share with me one of those interesting moments.
Well, one I can tell you, we were in Darfur, which is North Sudan, and there was a helicopter crash, right? Which we were told when we were at one station that the helicopter had crashed for technical purposes, because of technical reasons. So we took off, we stayed low, and we went over the crash site, flying around, looking at the debris field and whatnot, and then went on to Khartoum. And when we got to Khartoum, we were telling the guys on the ground, we had a look at the debris field. We saw what it looks like and whatnot. And these guys were shocked, because the helicopter, in fact, did not crash because of technical reasons, but it was shot down.
Ooh.
And it's funny now, but it wasn't then. The story was that had the rebels had more missiles or more firepower from the hills, they would have probably taken a shot at us too. And we can laugh at it now, but it wasn't very funny based on who had told us what at the beginning. But it ended well, but it was a little tense.
So the lesson was temper your curiosity.
Correct. Absolutely. You get the facts really straight before you even think about something like that.
Did your career start flying the little small planes and then elevated to the larger planes?
Yes. I left Lodge School in the mid-70s, and I worked at the airport for 2 years, which really sparked the interest, And then I went to flying school in Canada and came back here, and I flew with Aero Services, which was a charter company, for some years, and then moved to Liat and back to another charter company, went to Turks and Caicos, ended up in Caribbean Star, and then Africa. So, yes.
As we happen with cars, for instance, your first car is a little car, and as you're seeing other people on the road, you see larger cars, and you aspire to pilot one of those larger vehicles on the road.
Yes.
Same thing in the aviation industry?
More or less. Every pilot's dream is to reach the equipment that is in the top of the technology or the side stage, right? It is always the zeal for growth and advancement, and that comes with flying bigger airplanes and so on. So yes, from that point of view.
So what was the biggest you flew?
I flew once, for a couple of years on a 707, and after that it was an 80-seater turboprop in Africa.
How does retirement feel to you now?
It feels good. I'm still involved in the industry, and I lead a company that has a lot of young people. So passing on the experiences or the knowledge, that I have onto them in order to enhance their interest in aviation, it's my aspiration to move forward.
The caliber of candidates who are presenting themselves to continue the aviation industry, are you satisfied, or what differences have you seen when you compare with the people of your time?
Now we've really gone high tech now. There's more automation, there's more sophistication with navigation and so on, and I think the youngsters of today are well suited. They have every one of them has a cell phone. Every one of them is on the computer doing things. So it's going to mesh in as they grow on with what they started out their technology with.
Captain Peter Paris, boy, you have such a story to tell. Are you writing this eventually?
I would like to, actually,
then what's stopping
because
you?
I gotta start.
Correct.
You never know how much time
precisely
is around.
So start. I commission you to start, sir.
I need to, because I think there's something to share.
Yeah.
And particularly the African aspect of it, and also what we flew back in the Caribbean in the 70s and the 80s. It was these young pilots that today will gawk at the upper. What? You
Correct.
serious?
Yeah,
Is that what you flew?
Correct.
Right? So
there's a lot to talk about. But I thank you for coming by.
Oh, it's my
I
pleasure.
wish you well in retirement, even though you continue to work nonetheless. And so I wish you, thank you for your contribution to movement of people and product and services throughout the decades that you've served.
It's my pleasure, and I thank you for having me here. As you said, there's a lot to share. There's a lot of information and interest, and I hope that this gives some inspiration to young people to
I'm sure it
move on.
has. I'm sure it has.
Right?
Thank you so much. Captain Peter Paris, marking 4 decades of in the aviation industry and more to come. All right, folks, that's it for today. My little crew joins me wishing all of you a terrific Thursday today. We look forward, if the will of the Lord, we'll be with you again tomorrow. By the way, Q in the community is at the BTI car park in Spitestown, so make your way over from 11 this morning. That's it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.